Minute for me to kind of get everything rocking and rolling. Jay Connor, what an honor. What an honor. Got to bring everybody in. Jay, it's 70 degrees here. Tell me about the weather down there.
My lands here in Carteret County, Morehead City, North Carolina. The high today is 67 degrees. I think tomorrow or day after that, it's supposed to be like 72. And so, yeah, very unseasonable. But my lands, my wife, Carol Joy, her family's out there in Wichita Falls, Texas. And they're saying like 2 days from now, it's supposed to be snowing.
Oh, my Lord.
In Texas.
Unbelievable.
Of course, I'm sure some people would say something about climate change, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Well, you've been around a little longer than me. I mean, sometimes you got warm winters or what?
Yeah, I mean, of course, here where we live in Eastern North Carolina, we might see snow once every 3 or 4 years, something like that.
Down south. Down south. My
real
estate,
not far from you anyway.
Yeah, about 3.5 hours, I'd say.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
In fact, I flew on the private plane out of Beaufort, North Carolina, week before last. Our dear Brenda here at the office, she lost her mother, and
no.
But I tell you what, it's nice to fly from right here in my little town to Virginia Beach in 40 minutes and not have to drive 3.5 for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I thought about you. Hey, there's this restaurant we ate at in Virginia Beach called right on the ocean. This really swanky, nice hotel called Catch 31.
Catch 31. Yeah, that.
Shoot, I had lunch there. I mean, the oysters Rockefeller, my land.
Man,
they were so good, I almost rubbed them in my hair.
Does that come with the bacon, Jay? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's got bacon and the spinach and the hollandaise sauce. And I tell you what now, for me to rub anything in this, it's got to be really good. I mean, do you know how long it takes me to beat this back every morning? My lands.
I have had those. That restaurant, you walk in, the seafood on the right is just amazing.
Yes. And then I hear right next to Catch 31's restaurant, they got this really nice high-end restaurant that's only like open at night.
I don't know that one.
I wasn't there for that. I was just there for the lunch.
Okay. Real Estate Roundup family. Greetings, class. Greetings. I'm going to let everybody log on. It's just sometimes I just get teared up. I get to hang out with my mentors, people that taught me over the years. Thank you for joining us, my real estate family, Real Estate Rounduppers. Greetings. This is Chris Haskins with therealestateroundup.com. My mission and ministry is to raise your financial literacy through real estate investing and entrepreneurship. In doing that, my Roundup family, I get to bring to you people that have literally changed the trajectory of my life over the years. And now today we've got a winner in the building, my friend and mentor and actually teacher, Jay Connor. Good afternoon, my friend.
Hello, Chris. How are you doing on this fine day?
Man, 1st of February, 70 degrees outside. I mean, I can't ask for any better.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing. Man, thank you so much for having me on here, Chris. We are going to have a good time. I'm excited.
We always do. My Real Estate Roundup family. Don't forget, Jay and I are going to do a little back and forth for about 30, 40 minutes. We're going to be training you, or Jay's going to be training you on private money lending. It was one of the things that changed my life, and he's going to show you how he's put it all together. He's going to show you how he's magicianed it all. Get your questions answered. There's a chat box right there on the side. Jay's going to answer all the questions so you don't leave here feeling empty. He wants you to be full so you understand exactly, what's going on regarding private money. Jay, you've been doing this business since 2003. Good Lord have mercy.
Yep, 2003 is when we launched it. Prior to that, for a number of years, I was in the mobile home business, manufactured housing business. And then in along about 2002, 2003, when I started this business, the consumer finance for mobile homes, manufactured housing went away. And so I knew if I ever got out of the mobile home business, I wanted to get into single family houses. And so my first year, I just did 3 houses. Wanted to do one from start to finish before I started the next one. And so, yeah, that's when we started it back in 2003.
Nice. And I'm just presuming how many. I mean, I'm presuming you have done hundreds of houses, but I guess they all look the same over the years.
Yeah. So up to right now, we just passed rehabbing over 400 houses since we started. Now we've done more deals than that because, we do subject to houses that are pretty houses that don't need much rehab or renovation. But we've rehabbed a lot. That's where, as a real estate investor, you're going to make most of the bigger profits.
Yeah.
My average profits on a rehab deal and my medium price point here in Eastern North Carolina, we start right at $150,000 after repaired value. All nice, 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,400 square feet. Our median price is $225,000. Most of the homes that we invest in are between $150,000, $250,000 after repaired value. But on those homes, as of the last 12 months, our average profit is $67,000 per deal. And so to make $67,000 per deal, you're going to have to be doing some rehabbing to make that kind of return.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do consultation, you've consulted thousands of people, Jay, you've raised millions of dollars in private money, and you're going to show us how to do that today.
You got it. We're going to go over it step by step. There's 2 primary markets or places that people get private money to fund their deals. And that's what we call the warm market, people that you got some kind of relationship with. And the other big category are existing private lenders. So, yeah, we're going to go over exactly how to locate those private lenders and how to get how for them to fund your deals to where it's a win-win for everybody.
Nice. I love it, Jay. Thank you. Thank you for your time, my friend. It's an honor to be with you. Every time I'm with you, just an honor.
You bet you, man. Same back at you.
Jay, give us a snapshot of what your business looks like for my rounduppers that may not know who you are, and just kind of give us an overview of how it looks.
Sure. So as we said, we started back in 2003. Right now, we don't do a lot of deals, but let me give you my definition of not a lot of deals a month. All right. So when I started back in 2003, it was 2 to 3 deals a month. But guess what? How many deals have you got to do with an average profit of $67,000 per deal?
Not a lot.
For the numbers to make sense, So, as a result of doing the business that we do, we're able to net over a couple of million, per year. And, once people learn how to automate the business, which the definition of automation is, dictate, delegate, disappear, right? Have a beautiful team in place that can be doing the activities. I got an acquisitionist and et cetera. So part of what my business looks like is I actually, Chris, work in the business as what I mean by that, day-to-day, week-to-week operations. I was going to say less than 10 hours per week. I'm probably maxing out as far as actually being in the business about 5 hours a week. You say, well, Jay, what are you doing? What do you do for 5 hours a week? Well, if I'm in town and I'm not traveling, being with other real estate investors and coaching them on how we do the business, then right now we've got 3 motivated sellers waiting for us to come look at their home. If I'm in town, I will go with the team and look at the properties. If I'm not in town, the team goes, my contractor, my realtor, my acquisitionist that's been negotiating with the seller, they'll go look at the house. So what do? I primarily make decisions. So the decisions that I make are A, what do I want to offer on properties? And secondly, I'm all the time testing different marketing methods on locating and finding motivated sellers off market. Today it's sort of hard to find something in the multiple listing service in my area because, bank-owned properties, you got competition out there, et cetera.
Oh, man.
So I like to test new marketing methods on finding motivated sellers. So what's my business look like? most of the deals are funded with private money. All right, which is what we're talking about today. How to get funding for your deals, regardless of what your credit looks like, regardless of what your experience looks like. How can you get the funding for your deals so you never miss out on a deal for not having the money? So 2 to 3 deals a month, $67,000 average profit. Most of them are funded with private money. And I'm working in the business less than 10 hours per week, making it happen.
Good Lord. So Jay, I know some of the real estate trainers, and I know there's kind of like a philosophy going around of no terms, no deal, particularly like the seller would participate in helping you to buy the asset. And I've heard you mention in the past about how you have an alternative philosophy.
Right. Well, when someone has a mortgage, so you're talking with a owner of a property. They don't have their house for sale in the multiple listing service, but they're motivated to sell. If they have a mortgage, the first thing, Chris, that's going to trigger me to do is negotiate and attempt to buy the house subject to the existing note.
Gotcha.
Or I could control it with a lease option. If they own it free and clear, that's going to trigger me immediately to negotiate letting them be the bank. Seller financing, they take a note, But here's what I've discovered, Chris, and I'm so glad you asked me this question. What I have discovered after reviewing thousands of property lead sheets of off-market sellers, I've discovered only 13% of people that have got a house for sale will sell to me creatively. In other words, will sell to me on terms, will sell to me subject to the existing note, will sell to me, on lease option, which means 87% of them will not sell to me on terms, which means they want to have all the money and require all the money if we're going to do a deal. Gotcha. So my mantra is no terms. If they won't sell to me on terms, private money.
Gotcha.
All right?
Gotcha.
No terms, private money. So if they won't sell to me on terms, I got the cash. I got the private money burning a hole in my back pocket, ready to make the offer. And exactly. I mean, and I tell you, how much more confident, your audience, Chris, how much more confident as a real estate investor will you be when you're making when you've got money pledged to you, ready for you to use to fund your deals? You think you're going to make more offers? Absolutely, because you know exactly where the money's coming from.
I call it, for me, it's just I call it putting air under your wings. For me, when I learned about it, Jay, it's almost like you start flying. You're flying smooth.
Well, hey, look, I mean, here's the deal. Back in 2009, when I first got involved in private money, and I was cut off from the banks with no notice. My first 12 months after getting cut off from the banks, Chris, we tripled our business because we had the funding. And of course, back in 2009, houses were getting cheap very, very quickly because of the global financial crisis.
Yeah.
And because of having the private money, the private funding ready to go, we were tripled our business. And of course, and I'm sure we'll talk about it, we're not talking about hard money. We're not talking brokers. We're not talking institutions. We're talking private money, which is a big difference between hard money and private money.
Let's talk about, give me a picture, Jay, that brought you to the world of private money. I know for me, I know my story, but I'd like to hear yours.
Man, Chris, hey, look, I was right here at this desk in January 2009, and I remember it like it was yesterday. I called up my banker, and his name at the time was Steve. The operative word in this story is was. My banker's name was Steve. Okay. And I called him up, and Chris, I had this conversation with Steve countless times. I called him up. I told him I had 2 houses under contract to purchase. I told him what the after repaired value was on those houses, when the closing date was, the money I needed to fund the deals, and the date to wire the funds. And Steve went quiet on me, which of course is never a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing I hear come out of Steve's mouth is, "I'm sorry, Jay, but the bank has closed your line of credit."
Mm.
And I had an 800 credit score, never late on payments, had a fantastic relationship with Steve and my banker.
Mm-hmm.
And as he was saying this, I'm going, am I really hearing what I think I'm hearing?
I can imagine.
And these two deals represented over $100,000 in profit.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm feeling like I've been betrayed. I'm feeling like, I've just been handed, I've been dealt some cards.
Stop work order almost.
Yeah. It's like, what's going on? And so like, I'm feeling like my lands, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, Chris, I got something for your audience to write down. And that is, it is impossible for you to fail unless you choose to quit.
Gotcha.
And quitting was not an option for me.
Okay.
So I called up and see, prior to this conversation, I never heard of private money. Didn't know what private money was. I've been relying on the local banks to fund my deals for, the first 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so I called up my buddy, Jeff, who at the time lived in Greensboro, North Carolina. He was a fellow real estate investor. And I told him what had happened. He said, "Jay, welcome to the club." I said,
It's cut too.
I said, "What do you mean, welcome to the club?" He says, "Well, the bank cut me off last week." I said, "Well, what are you going to do?" And so it was at that point in time that I learned about private money.
Mm-hmm.
And so my definition of coincidence, Chris,
I'm
just going to say my definition of coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. Okay. And so I learned about private money and I put my program on steroids. And so that's a key to private money is you want to have your program in place to where you can offer that to potential private lenders. And so in less than 90 days of learning about it, that's when I was able to raise $2,150,000 right after being cut off from the bank. And I mean, it was like a huge blessing in disguise.
Wow. Sounds like the bank's cutting you off almost helped you grow your business, Jay.
Oh, they did. I mean, I didn't have a motive or a reason to find a better way until I was cut off. And my lands, Chris, you know this. Most of the time, our biggest leaps of growth, our biggest quantum leaps come about as a result of adversity.
Adversity, you're right. I don't like it, Jay, but it's so true.
Yeah, so it's like painful, like when it's like happening to you. Mm-hmm. But you don't give up, you don't stop, you don't quit, you keep pushing forward. And in this case, you find a better way, and it's like, what a huge blessing in disguise. I only had $1 million line of credit, when this happened and I was cut off. And, Chris, you and I have talked about this before, but the most dangerous number in any business is the number one.
Yeah, that's right. Number one.
Only having one contractor or one realtor or one real estate attorney or one electrician or one plumber or one lender. I got 48 today, not there one.
Wow.
48 private lenders. Now, hey, look, your audience, as you know, of course, Chris, I know you've raised a lot of private money yourself. Yeah. But, for those that are tuning in here to the show or watching the replay or whatever, you don't need 48 private lenders. We're going to go over it in a minute. You need like one or two to get started. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. What's going to happen is what happened to me. Once you learn how to pull the trigger and get this private money lined up, you're going to have more money on the shelf than you know what to do with. I mean, the problem will not be having money. The problem will be having enough deals that you can use the money, which is a wonderful problem.
Jay. So give us your definition, Jay, for my rounduppers that may not understand. What is Jay Connor's definition of private money, if you will?
Thank you. So a private money lender is simply, excuse me, my phone's ringing here.
You're blowing up. You're blowing
I'm blowing up. A private money lender is simply an individual, a human being, just like you and me, that loans money to a real estate investor like us from either their investment capital or their retirement funds. Now, that's a big one right there. So we're talking about doing business with individuals, okay? Again, you either locate them from your own warm market, people you have an association with, or existing private lenders. Now, when I say that a private lender can loan money to you as a real estate investor from their retirement account, man, that is huge. You know, prior to private money, Chris, I never heard about self-directed IRAs and how important a self-directed IRA is, or knowing a company. So the reason it's so important is because over half of mine and Carol Joy's private lenders use their retirement funds to fund our deals. And what's so cool about it is there's no penalty when they transfer their retirement funds over to a self-directed IRA company approved by the IRS. There's no, so they're able to make unlimited money per year returns on doing business with us, either tax-free or at least tax deferred, depending on the type of retirement account they've got. And when they move it over to a self-directed IRA company, there's no penalty for them to move that over. So one big piece of advice I give real estate investors that are just starting out to attract a lot of private money to fund their deals is you really need to establish a relationship with a well-known, good, established, self-directed IRA company and a representative there, so that when you are talking with a new potential private lender and you learn they have retirement funds, you want to have a representative that you can refer them to where they can transfer their funds over to the self-directed IRA company so they can then start funding your deals with their retirement funds.
It's a lot easier today to do that too, Jay. When I was starting off, it was only one, national. Now it's several of them.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So in answer to your question, hard money lenders are institutions. They're most of the time they're brokers. Private money, we're doing business with individuals. And I tell you what, Chris, it shocks people sometimes when I tell them, did you know up until right now, and I've been borrowing millions of dollars in private money since 2009, up until right now, I have yet to ask anybody for money. I have not asked anybody to fund my deals. They said, well, Jay, how in the world do you do that? I simply make my program available, and time permitting, we'll go over that here on the show. How do you make your program available to people that have got investment capital or retirement funds? And I'm telling you, once they learn what your program is, and I'm talking in your warm market, we'll get to existing private lenders in a moment. But once they learn your program, if they've got investment capital or retirement funds, they are going to chase you. Because you see, in this world, I don't chase nobody. I don't beg nobody. I don't try to talk anybody into anything. I don't try to sell anybody on funding my deal. I mean, as a matter of fact, right here on my cell phone, just 2 hours ago, well, let me back up. Here on my cell phone, I got a text from one of my private lenders, texted me this past Friday and said, Jay, I've got $200,000 waiting for you to put to work. When are you going to be able to use my money?
They get mad.
And I texted him back Friday and I said, you are next in line. So I texted him this morning, like 2 hours ago. I texted him, and look, I didn't ask him if he wanted to do the deal. I knew he wanted to do the deal because he told me he's ready to go. So I texted him a couple hours ago and I said, here's exactly what I told my private lender here. I said, great news. I got a property that I can use 100,000 of your 200,000 on. I just need for you to wire the funds to my real estate attorney by tomorrow or the following day, because that's when we're closing. and I gave him the address of the property. He already had the wiring instructions. And so he just texted me back right before we went here on the show, Chris. He says, I'm at the bank right now wiring you the funds.
Unbelievable.
No chasing, no begging. They're chasing you.
Yeah, I remember one of my letters called me and was just mad. They don't know, when are you going to use my money? When is you coming back to use? What is your favorite thing about using private money, Jay?
Oh, my word. Well, it's going to be hard to choose. Probably my favorite. Can I give you two?
Yeah, go.
There's so many reasons I love private money. Number one, I get multiple checks on every deal that I do. You say, Jay, how you get multiple checks? Because, you know, the traditional way of investing in real estate or houses is when you buy, you got to bring money to the table traditionally, right? And you don't get no money until you cash out and sell that house. Well, in this world of private money, big time difference. Here, I'm going to show you how to get 3 checks on a transaction or a deal. First of all, I always get a big check when I buy a house.
Good Lord.
So I never bring any money of my own to the closing table. Like that private lender that I said that, you know, we were just texting with, he's wiring his money. Well, I always borrow more than I need to buy the house because we got carrying costs and insurance and taxes and plus whatever rehab that we're going to do if we're rehabbing. So first check, I borrow more than I need. This, and they said, Jay, who in the world would loan you more money than you need to buy? Private lenders, because you see, a private lender is what's called, it's a collateral loan, private lending, collateral loan. So number one, I get a big check when I buy. Number two, if I decide to sell the home on rent to own or lease option, I'll get a large non-refundable option fee. Most people call it a non-refundable lease option deposit. That's check number two. And then check number three on that same deal, I get another big check when I cash out and I sell the house, which is the difference between what I sell it for and what I owe the private lender. So my number one reason that I love private money is I get multiple checks on every deal. The other one that comes to mind, Chris, is I'm not limited to the number of private lenders that I can use or in the number of states that I can get the money from. I got private lenders in 10 different states. And the reason I love that is, you know, when I was borrowing money from the bank, there was a limit to the amount of money that I could, you know, borrow or use for funding. But in this world of private money, there's no limit to the amount of private money I can borrow or the number of private lenders I can use. And here's why. We're not restrained and restricted to just be doing business with, you know, people in our state or whatever, because we're not regulated by the commissioner of banks.
I love it.
Borrow money from a bank or an institution or a mortgage broker or a mortgage lender, they are regulated by the commissioner of banks. We as individuals are not. Therefore, we can do as many deals as we want with as many lenders as we want.
Oh man, I love it, Jay. It's almost like a dream. Jay, I want to find out, a lot of my inner circle members are interested in hard money. And I just, you know, I don't know if I want to recommend that for it's not for it does work, but I just want to know, what is your opinion on that? And maybe like, is this a hard money type of thing?
Yeah. So if I could, Chris, let me take a moment and just do a little comparison and contrast.
Yeah, we can.
Between what private money is and what hard money is. So I'm glad you got your whiteboard up there. If you'll take your marker there and just draw a vertical line right down the middle of your board and create 2 columns.
Gotcha.
In the upper left-hand column, just title that hard money or hard dollar signs. And then the upper right-hand column, call that private money or PM, private money. And then over to the far left-hand side, we'll just write down some categories and we'll contrast hard money with private money. So I'm guessing that a large number of your audience knows what hard money is or has borrowed hard money. So, hey, guess what, folks? I'm getting ready to set you free. So here we go.
Jay, I got to set us free. Jay, Roundup family, if you're just joining us, I got to remind some people are just coming on. Thank you for coming. We're hanging out with Jay Connor down in North Carolina. The man has raised $1 million in private money, buys and sells houses, has done hundreds of real estate transactions. Now he's going to be showing us today how he raises private money, what private money is. He's going over his system, and prayerfully he's going to have some goodies for us at the end of this video today. Get your questions answered from the experts. Jay's been doing this since 2003. Get your questions in there. Ask the man the questions. I promise you, you're not going to be able to get them on a cell phone after this. Jay, hit it.
All right, so let's do our first category there to the far left-hand side.
Yep.
Percentage rate. So we'll just put a little percent sign. So right now, the average interest rate all across the nation for hard money is 14%. Now, some lenders will do 12%. Some of them is going to charge more than that, but the average is 14%. So my lens, you borrow $100,000, there's $14,000 in a year right there, just in interest. Average right now on private money is 8%, not 14%, but 8%. So right there, we got a much, much lower interest rate.
Gotcha.
Second category after interest rate is points. Or origination fee, PTS, points. So just to make sure everybody understands, when points origination fee ain't nothing else besides interest, except they call it something different, and you get to bring it to the closing table when you buy.
Right now.
More money for the bank or the mortgage broker. So your average points, so if you borrow $100,000, so average points right now for hard money is 4 points. That's average. Some charge 2, some charge 5, but the average is 4 points. So if you borrow $100,000, 4 points is 4% of your borrowed amount, principal loan amount. So you got to bring $4,000 to the closing table.
Gotcha.
All right. Private money, 0. There's never any points in this world of private money. So you're already up in hard money. You're already up to let's see here, 14 and 4. You're already up to 18%. Next category is extension fees. Extension fees. So, most hard money lenders are going to give you a term of either 6 months or 1 year before, if you're not cashed out within that period of time and you've made your payments on time, they'll extend your note. But what do they want? More money. More money. So your average extension fee right now is 2%. 2% of the loan amount.
The whole loan amount, Jay, you say?
The whole loan amount. So if you borrowed $100,000, then that's another $2,000 to extend the length of your note. Extension fees for private money, 0. Never any extension fees. They don't want the money back. They want you to just keep using the money. So I'm still at 8% on private money. I'm already up to 20%. The next category is really, really important. And that is, put the percent sign there, Chris. So percentage of purchase price advanced. And I'll explain myself. Percentage of purchase price advanced. So what that means is, regardless of how good the deal is and how cheap you're buying it, what percentage of your purchase price will your hard money lender advance? Well, some will only advance 60 or 65%, but I will tell you the national average is 80% of purchase price. So 80%. So, and that's hard money lender. So let's say you got a house with an after repaired value of $200,000 and you're going to buy it for $100,000. That's 50% of after repaired value. Your hard money lender is only going to give you $80,000 when you buy that house. Well, who's got to come up with the other $20,000? We do, right? But not in the world of private money. The world of private money, you get 100% of your purchase price and even more. So even if I'm not doing a rehab, I'm going to borrow 110 to 120% of purchase price, and that's how we get a big check. And then, in addition to that, as I just said, we never have to bring money. We never have to bring money to the closing table. Oh, and this comes to mind too, Chris. I'm sure some of your audience and viewers are interested in commercial deals besides single family houses, small apartments, that type of thing.
Yep.
It's the same money. It's the same money. So if you're wanting to do some commercial deals or some apartments or small apartments, same private money, same sourcing. It's just that the notes are structured a little bit differently. But once you are good at just attracting and getting plugged into the private money, you use that same money for single family houses and for your commercial deals.
Jay, what about fees, appraisals, inspections, construction draw inspections? How about that stuff?
It's so much easier than hard money, my lands. So, if you're doing business with a hard money lender, and let's say, you've bought the house and now you got a rehab going on. Well, every time you want to do a draw or get more money for the construction draw
This is
from a
called
hard money
fees.
lender,
Fees, right?
do I?
Would that be under the category of just fees?
Yeah, because you got to pay to the hard money lender an inspector on average $200 to $300 every time for that inspector to come out there and inspect your property before they'll give you any construction draws. Hey, listen, folks, in this world of private money, there ain't no inspections like that, and there's no construction draws from private lenders because guess what? You get all your rehab money up front. You get all your rehab money up front. There is none of this construction draw stuff as through a hard money lender or a conventional lender. So I'm glad you asked that question.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the fees because I do inspections for lenders and they pay us just to go out and look at it, Jay.
Oh, I know. And take a few pictures.
Take a few 5 minutes.
Exactly. So right here, I mean, I'm glad we did this exercise contrasting private money with hard money. And I tell you another big contrast, hard money lender, credit. They are going to pull your credit, right? Credit check. Yes. And unless you got a credit score, typically with your hard money lender of 640 or 680, you ain't getting no funding. But guess what? In the world of private money, there is no credit check. I mean, you can have a mid score of 425, which is pretty low, right? And you can get as much private money as anybody else. And here's why. In this world of private money, it's just simply a collateral loan. And I mean, it's just so much easier to do business with these private lenders. You know why? Because we are setting the rules. Yes. We set the interest rate. We set the length of the note. We set how much we're going to borrow. You want to borrow up to 75% or 80% of the after repaired value, then that's what we do. I mean, when I first learned about private money back in 2009, Chris, that was a big mindset shift in my brain because for years I knew who made the rules when I was borrowing money. The bank made the rules, right? Right. But not in this world of private money because we make the rules.
How about your tax returns, Jay? Are you having to turn those into do your lenders request you to turn that in when you borrow the money?
God bless you. Thank you for asking. Your tax returns ain't got nothing to do with this world of private money. So your credit ain't got nothing to do with it. Your tax returns ain't got nothing to do with it. And you know what that reminds me of, Chris, is your verification of income has got nothing to do with it. So your private lenders doing the business the way we do, they're not going to be asking for year-to-date check stubs or your bank account and all that stuff. They don't care. They don't care because they've got the real estate collateralizing the loan.
Nice. This is cool, Jay. I guess when you were traveling and doing your deals, what do you think the main drawback is for people for other investors not using private money, Jay? Can you kind of think back in your life and what do you think for just generally speaking?
Well, I think one thing that holds real estate investors back from taking advantage of private money is sometimes a new real estate investor will think to themselves, well, who in the world is going to loan me money and I've never done a deal? Here's the answer, folks, a private lender. Yeah. So then they say, but Jay, why would a private lender loan me money on a house and I've never done a deal? Here's the answer. Because if you don't pay them, the house does. and they make more money off of the house and the profit of the house if they get the house than the interest that you're going to pay them. So they're going to do business with you because they're protected. You see, you're not borrowing unsecured money. You're borrowing money that's secured by the real estate. So again, if you as the real estate investor borrower don't pay them, the property does.
When you say the property does, give me a picture of that, Jay, so my round-uppers can understand. When you say the property doesn't, if we don't pay them the property, well, what do you mean by that?
Yep. So what I mean by the property pays them is if you as the real estate investor and borrower default and you don't pay them, well, that's why they loaned you the money. You see, they got a mortgage. Most people call it a mortgage. In about 10 states, it's called a deed of trust. So if you don't pay them, then because of that mortgage, deed of trust, the lender, private lender, gets the property. Now they own it. Now they get to sell it and make the profit. And now they're made whole.
Gotcha. So basically, are you telling me that the lender is going to win if you pay them, and that the lender will win if you don't pay them?
Yes. So the lender can't lose because of the collateral or the real estate that is backing, securing, and collateralizing the note.
Gotcha. Roundup, if you're just joining us, thank you for letting Jay pour into you as he's been pouring into me for several years now. Roundup family, Jay Conner here, hanging out with me. Jay's been buying and selling houses since 2003, raised millions of dollars in private money, sharing his system here today. Matter of fact, Jay, I pray you got some goodies for you. You know, I usually don't even I negotiate goodies before we get on the channel. I put you in the headlock, make sure that you provide maximum value to my Roundup family. Jay, tell me what you got for us today. Do you have a way to put all this together for people that have never done this?
I do, and what I've got for you, Chris, and your followers and subscribers is I've put together a package. It's called Jay Conner's Private Lending School. And this package alone on my website, I've discounted this down over $1,500. So if anybody tries to go to my website, you're not going to get this package anywhere else. In fact, Chris, you and your subscribers are the only people that are being offered this. So if I can, I'll just go over the package here for everybody to understand it. So
yeah, let's do it.
My private lending school is comprised of 3 components. All right. And the first component is my Where to Get the Money Now system, or my home study system. And that home study system is only a total of 6 hours of training that will give your subscribers and followers all the information that they need on how to do the private money, how to locate the private money, etc.
Okay.
Included in that first component, the home study system, they get all of my brochures, they get all of my scripts, they get all the information that they need. And then the second component of the private lending school is I'm giving away 2 free tickets. That's for one person and a guest to my upcoming live events. Now, my next live event, Chris, of course, you are going to be there at the live event.
Yeah.
So your Real Estate Roundup family, everybody that comes in and takes advantage of this package, they're going to be able to network with you at the upcoming live event. It's February 26th, 27th, and 28th, but I have 2 more events as well this year that they can take advantage of. There'll be dates in June and also in October. Gotcha. But just a little highlight of what takes place at this event that your people can take advantage of. It's going to be 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And again, folks, if you've never met your mentor, Chris Haskins, he's going to be there live and in person for you to network with, and he's going to be on stage presenting as well. But this event, I don't know another event like this. First of all, I'm going to be teaching all 4 pillars of my business. Okay. How to find deals before other real estate investors know they exist. So finding, funding. We're going to spend a lot of time on private money. The first day from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, it's me, 4 hours in a row, teaching the private money. So funding the deals. In fact, on the afternoon of the second day, I'll have private lenders at the event for all the attendees to network with.
Wow.
So finding funding and then selling or flipping. I'll be teaching how to sell any house in 3 days or less, and then how to automate the business to where you're not working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, how you can actually do this business in less than 10 hours per week. On the afternoon of the first day, we'll actually be going on my rehab bus tour. Oh, I got to tell you this, Chris. So this was just a couple of weeks ago, man. Carol, Joy, and I were over at some friend's house, and we were playing this game. And so anyway, we took a break from the game, and they were asking me about my live event that I got coming up here the end of this month. And they said, well, Jay, what goes on at your live event? And now bear in mind, I was talking to this couple. The husband is a surgeon, and the wife is an emergency room doctor. So a husband and wife, both of them doctors. And I said, well, on the afternoon, my first day, I take them on my rehab bus tour.
What?
And they look at me and they say, what did you say? I said, yeah, I take them on my rehab bus tour. They said, what do you do? Take a bunch of, reformed alcoholics,
drug addicts
on the bus tour? I said, no.
Rehab, yeah.
The rehab bus tours were actually going. Now, here's what's different about my bus tour from other people. Some people may have gone to some real estate investing boot camps and education, and they'll go on the bus tour. But what they do on those bus tours is look at homes that are, or houses that are in the multiple listing service. So they'll look at bank-owned properties. What's different about this bus tour is we're actually going out and looking at mine and Carol Joy's houses that we are renovating. So we'll see houses on this bus tour that we've just started. You'll see houses on the bus tour that we have finished, and we just got them staged, and we just started marketing them. So what's so important about this bus tour is I'm going to have my team members on the bus tour, my contractor, my interior designer, my realtor, my acquisitionist, and I'm going to teach on the bus tour every house how we found this deal, what I bought it for, what's the budget on it. And so if someone really wants to learn how to make an average $67,000 per deal, this bus tour, we're going to pull the curtain back and really show how that works.
Nice.
So finding deals. I'll be teaching on the second morning of the boot camp, Thursday morning, my foreclosure system, which accounts about 25% of my business. Okay. So how to locate motivated sellers ahead of other real estate investors before they even know these deals exist. Yep. So when the first day, private money, the rehab bus tour, second day, foreclosures, the afternoon, the second day, private lenders you get to come with and network at the event. Yes, these private lenders in the past have funded my students' deals. That's up to you and them. And the third day, Chris, is all about automation. How do you really learn how to do this business in less than 10 hours per week? Nice. So that's the second component. That's a $3,000 value, $3,000 worth of tickets, but I'm including 2 free tickets in this package. And then the third component is ongoing support and proof of funds. So if your followers and subscribers are going to be making offers on bank-owned properties, then you're going to have proof of funds. And I've got the proof of funds letters for your followers to have access to, up to $600,000 per deal. Gotcha. Okay. And these letters are always accepted by the bank. Support, all you do is just pick up the phone and call my office, and we're right here to give you all the support that you need. Nice. In addition to those 3 components of the private lending school, Chris, I got 4 bonuses. And again, I can only let these bonuses be for the first 20 people of your Roundup family that takes advantage of this offer. Gotcha. So here's the 4 bonuses. And again, I'll lay these out. Bonus number 1, a very, very important part of attracting money. I have recorded and written this 16-minute audio called Stress-Free Investing. We use this audio to attract the money to where you're not having to go, where your followers don't have to go out there and chase the money, because we're not chasing anybody. So I will record this. I will personalize this recording for your people that are taking advantage of the package, and they can use this recording to attract private money. They can email it out. They can hand the CDs out. We provide the first 25 CDs as part of the package. And again, that's for your people, your first 20 that take advantage of it. So I'll record the audio for them to use. Secondly, my brand new Private Money Academy membership site we just launched. And so as a bonus to the first 20 of your followers, I'm going to give free access to the new Private Money Academy membership site. That's fresh training that we're giving every month live in the membership site. And then the last two are unbelievable and amazing. Carol Joy and I, we have got a beautiful luxury condominium right here at the place at the beach, Atlantic Beach Resort, oceanfront. We're giving away to the first 20 of your people a full week's vacation getaway right here, oceanfront at this condominium resort. We rent it out for $1,400 a week. We're giving it absolutely free. I just completely renovated it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Nice. And then finally, as a final icing on the cake, right here, the first 20 of your followers are going to get a brand new tablet, and this tablet will give them access to the private lender data feed. Now, let me tell you what the private lender data feed is. The private lender data feed gives you access to existing private lenders. These existing private lenders, you'll get their contact information. We update the data feed every month. We get about 12,000 in there a month. And you'll be able to contact these existing private lenders. We've already got their contact information in there for you. These people have money, and they are ready to loan the money out. Again, collateral-based loans. Wow. So this, Chris, this right here is like the ATM card. You know, you got an ATM card, you put that in the machine and it spits out money. This right here is your private money ATM card, access to existing private lenders. We're going to include that in again for the first 20 that take advantage of this package. So this entire package, Chris, the value altogether, line item by line item, is $10,582 is the value of the package. And you go to my website, the lowest I have this package is $2,500. But to your Roundup family, again, this includes the 2 free tickets to the live event that we just talked about. Only $997, Chris, for your followers and your subscribers. Nobody else in the world is being offered this kind of discount and this package. It won't be found anywhere else on the internet. It's only through your show right here. And let's give them out the website where they can go take advantage of it, Chris.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's give them that link.
Yep. There. So it's www.jayconner.com/Chris, KRIS.
There you go.
So everybody, you go to that website right now and you'll see the recap of everything that we just went over. Again, this package, we're going to leave it up. You go to that website right now, Jay Conner, and I'm with an ER, JAYCONNER.com/Chris, KRIS. You will see a countdown clock. You can get this package, the first 3 components, until midnight this coming Friday night. But to get the 4 bonuses, it's only going to be for the first 20 of you to take advantage of it. And the reason I do that is some people need an incentive to take action and to get their business moving forward. So you just got the incentive.
Thank you, Jay. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
You betcha.
Rounduppers, thank you for joining us. We're going to go to some quick Q&A in a few moments, but I'm hanging out with Jay Conner, the Private Money Authority, raised millions of dollars of private money, buying and flipping houses since 2003, has done hundreds of transactions. My mentor, guys, I bring them here. I don't know. I don't think, Jay, I don't even think they realize trying to get you here. I had to schedule you weeks out to get you here on this thing. It's a big deal, but it's kind of hard for me to explain your schedule so busy. You're traveling the country.
Well, we do stay on the go. In fact, just a couple of days from now, we're heading out to New Orleans.
Yep. Yeah, that's my point. I mean, Jay, thank you for just making your time available. Round up. Get your questions in the box over there, the chat box. And if you have a problem with this link, just go to the video description, my real estate roundup family. Just click on it. It'll take you right there. It'll take you right there. Private money changed my life. Reason I have Jay here because I want his system to be able to change your life like mine. I really felt, I'm telling you, I'm like this. When I got my private money, I'm like, all right, what are we going to buy today? What are we going to buy today? Right, Jay?
That's it, man. I mean, hey, look, and I will tell you. And here's the deal. You know, a lot of people ask me when they're first, getting my system and package. They'll say, "Jay, what's realistic? How fast can I get the money?" Realistically, easily, you can get more money lined up than you need for your deals in less than 30 days. Less than 30 days. I'm talking 2 to 3 weeks. You can have the money sitting on the shelf, ready to go. And for those of you that are already taking advantage of getting the package right now, we will get everything shipped out to you that you need. The existing private lender tablet, that will come to you in a separate box, okay? But we will get everything shipped out to everybody within 24 hours of them placing their order. So when you get to that website right there, folks, you'll have the recap. All you do is just put in your information and we'll get everything rushed right out to you.
Jay, what's the dates on your private event? What's the dates on that private event? Private lending event.
Yep. So the next one coming up right around the corner is February 26, 27, and 28. That's a Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We're having it at a brand new, absolutely beautiful new resort right here in Beaufort, North Carolina, adjacent to where we live here in Morehead City. Mm-hmm. And by the way, folks, the reason we have this live event right here in our hometown area is I can't do this live event anywhere else. And here's why. First of all, we go out and see our actual houses that we're doing. And, I can't do that anywhere else because all of my properties, are right around here. Also, I have about a dozen private lenders come to the event. Well, I'm not going to fly them all over the nation. So these dozen live right around here in this area. Gotcha. So we have them come to the event. My team, Beth Garner, the interior designer, my contractors, my realtor, my real estate attorney, you get to meet the entire team and learn how you can duplicate this business model, take it back home and make money doing it. Well, those team members, they all live right around here in this area. So that's why we have the live event right here.
Gotcha. Round up family, get your questions in. We're going to hold Jay. How are we looking on time, Jay? Do we have you for a few minutes?
Yes, sir. I'm looking good.
Let's do it. So private money, get your private money questions answered right now. The time is right now. Jay, are you good? How are you with that philosophy? I mean, I'm seeing you in action, but let's do it right now. Is that how you are?
Well, my question is when would now be a good time to get private money?
I love it. Round up, get your questions answered by the man himself, the private money authority. I mean, it's an unbelievable opportunity. Thank you. I need to learn. Kevin, hey, Jameson, hey, round up. I forgot to ask you, make sure you put your state in so I know where you guys are coming from, where you're chiming in from. Or your city. What kind of percentage does private money lender get from the profits of a rehab deal? Man, that's a good one.
Yes, Jameson. Is it Jameson? Is that his name?
Yeah, Jameson.
Yeah, I am so glad, Jameson, you asked this question. So here's the deal. The old business model is somebody puts up the money and we as the real estate investor do the work, get the deal, find the deal, et cetera, and then sharing the profits. That's called joint venturing, okay? Mm-hmm. In this world of private money, Jameson, you're not giving up any percentage of your profit to your private lender. Your private lender is going to get a set interest rate on the principal loan amount that you borrow. So you, Jameson, you get to keep 100% of your profits. And the only thing that comes out of that, out of your profit to your private lender is the interest that you have paid or you could be, and you'll learn all this in my home study system and at the live event, or you can be accruing interest that is paid to the private lender when you cash out. So in a lot of our deals, we don't even make monthly payments. We don't even make quarterly payments to our private lenders. They'll get paid when we cash out. So won't that help cash flow on your deal?
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's another great reason that I love private money is so many of our deals that we structure, we don't even make monthly payments. And always the private lender does not get a percentage of the profit. They get a straight interest rate.
Jay, are you telling me that you can set up a no payment loan?
Yes. You can do a note with 0 payments, with one balloon payment at the end of the note when you cash out.
Jameson, I hope you're listening. When I first heard of no payment loans, I thought it wasn't real. You got to believe. I guess, Jay, for me, it was hard for me to believe that this existed,
Oh, yeah. It was an eye-opener to me when I was first exposed to it as well.
Yeah. Roundup, get your questions answered. Go to the link below to get Jay's goodies. He's giving us 60% off of this deal here. Daniel, hey, I've got 10,000 and I have not done my own flip. Okay. How do I get in contact with private money lenders in Phoenix? I'm motivated. I just need to know where to go.
Right here, brother. Right here, Daniel. So here's the way the private money, the data feed works. So when you get access here to the data feed, which this is included in the package for the first 20 of you, all you do is go into the data feed and type in your zip code. All right. And when you type in your zip code in the data feed, you can search from 25 miles up to 300 miles out from your zip code, and it'll show you all the private money lenders. So you can type in any zip code in the private lender data feed, and it will give you the private lenders right there in that area. So I say start right there in your area. So Daniel, if you're there in Phoenix, you just type in your zip code in the private money data feed, and it'll show you existing private lenders right there in your backyard.
Nice. Daniel, hope you got that one. Phoenix. That's got to be a booming market out there.
Hey, there's Mark. Hey, Mark, thank you for the compliment.
Oh yeah, yep. Jay's very informative. He is. Man knows what he's doing. Daughter of the Creator.
Nice. I love the name.
Yeah, that is cool. Where do you find private lenders state by state? She's in Boston. I guess he just went over that one.
Yep. Same answer. Yep. Good question there, Daughter of the Creator. Yep. You just go in the private lender data feed, type in your zip code where you want to search, and there are existing private lenders.
C Blue. Hey, C, how do we sign up for the event?
Yes. Good question, C Blue. So here's what will happen. As soon as you go to jconner.com/Chris, Kris, and you enroll in the package, take advantage of the deal, you will get an email within 24 hours from Ashley here at my office, Ashley Jacks. Ashley will email you a specific URL link that will give you free tickets and free access to the live event. You will want to go there immediately and register for your 2 free tickets, register for the event. And as soon as you register for the event, C Blue, you will receive immediately an email confirmation with the hotel information that's got the room block rate. And let me tell you, this room block rate that I have negotiated at this brand new resort is unbelievable. It's right on the water. It's just, and the food at this place is fantastic as well. But in answer to your question, as soon as you enroll in the program, you will get an email within 24 hours giving you the special URL for free ticket access to the live event. And as soon as you register for the live event with that special URL, you'll get an email confirmation with the hotel information for you to reserve your rooms. Nice. And I'll tell you, folks, you're going to want to get your hotel room reserved to come in on Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night, February 25th, because we will start at 8 a.m. on Wednesday morning, the 26th.
Sharp, yeah. Jay, what is there? I'm sorry, Sandrika. She wants to know: is there a name of the conference, or does it?
Yes, the name of the conference is Jay Conner's Real Estate Cash Flow Conference.
Nice, cash flow. Yes. Another steal. Hey, Rosanna, that's right. We got to offer him value. Jameson, collateral-based loans. Are you just creating a contract that turns the property over to the lender if you happen to default? What are some scenarios of why someone would default?
So, I can't imagine why anybody would default and give up the property to your private lender, unless you got overextended and you made some kind of mistake on not, estimating what the rehab budget should be.
Mm-hmm.
Collateral-based loans, are you just creating a contract? No. A collateral-based loan, Jason, means that your
Jameson.
borrower, the private lender, is going to get a mortgage that will collateralize their note. Or depending on the state, like here in North Carolina, they get a deed of trust. So it's not a contract that they get. They're getting a mortgage.
Gotcha. Jameson, I hope you got that one. So basically, the collateral is just the house. Just the house. Jamon, hey, Jamon, what's up, brother? How do you filter out these airheaded, twit, hard money lenders that advertise themselves as private? That's going around. That's like a disease going around in our industry, Jay.
Oh, my lands. Hey, look,
$500 fee.
I'm thinking of one, and I'm so glad that, is it Jarman? Jermon. So, Jermon, I'm so glad you asked this question because I'm thinking of one particular real estate investing magazine that just recently went strictly online. But anyway, they'll have a full page ads in their magazine, private lenders. Well, guess what? Here's the deal. It is private lenders that's funding the deals. And guess what? But here in this package that I got for you, we're circumventing the middle person and going straight to the source.
There you go.
You see, I got hard money lender. There's hard money lenders across the nation right now that are using my training to go raise more private money for their hard money business. You see, it's all the same money. Mm-hmm. So how do you filter out those airheaded hard money lenders? It's real simple. When they want to charge you 14%, 15%, you're not dealing with a private lender.
Heck no.
And you just don't do business with them. Just do business my way, and you're going to have more money than you know what to do with. Good question, Jamon.
Yeah, good question. Mr. Transaction is here. Brother Eddie's out here. Great course, Jay. God, he says to go grab it.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing, my man? In fact, Eddie and you are not only going to be at the live event, but you all are in my exclusive mastermind group. So you all are in our mastermind meeting that kicks off 3 weeks from today and tomorrow. So that's right before our live event. So yeah, we're gonna have a whole week together.
Nice. It's an honor to hang out with you, brother Jay. Honor. Social work the lender. Oh, that's a statement. Let's see, Mark, whose name would the property be under? Land trust to LLC, lien from private lender. What would that be the order of ownership?
Yeah. So I'm so glad Mark's asking this question. So here's a writer downer. The private lender does not own the property.
Mm-mm.
Okay. The private lender acts in the same capacity as a bank. All right. Which means they get the same protection as a bank, but it's your LLC, it's your land trust, whatever entity structure that you're operating in. It's your entity that owns the property, and then your private lender gets the same security and protection as a bank.
Yeah, same thing as a bank, Mark. They are the bank in essence.
They are the bank. Except they don't make the rules. You do.
I love it, Jay. Thank you for joining us, Jay. Connor, got a few more questions here. Make sure you check out Jay's private money system below with all the goodies he's got. The link is in the video description, and his live event will come along with that for February 26th, and we will be down there hanging out with Jay. Pre-foreclosures, you can use it on that. That's right. Mark Jones, how do you feel about accepting private money in a scary place that we are economically? That would be for Jay.
So my first question would be, why, Mark, do you think we're in a scary place economically? But let's assume we are. Let's assume that we're in a scary place. So here's the deal. We're going to borrow a maximum, Mark, of 75% of the after repaired value. Not the current value. So for example, let's say you're going to be rehabbing a house and the after repaired value is $200,000, right? Let's say we're going to buy it for $100,000, which is typical. I mean, if you got a house that needs rehab, a lot of times we'll buy it at 50% of the after repaired value. So we buy it for $100,000. Let's say that you got a rehab that's going to be like $30,000 is going to be your rehab. Well, check this out, Mark. If I can borrow, or since I can borrow up to 75% of the after repaired value, I can borrow in that example up to $150,000 of the 200. So if I buy it for 100, I'm going to come home with a $50,000 check. You say, how did that happen? Well, after repaired value is 200. I'm buying it for 100. If I'm buying it for 100 and I'm borrowing 150 at the time of purchase, I'm going to come home with a $50,000 check. I'm going to use 30,000 of it in this example for rehab, and the other 20,000 I'm going to have for carrying costs, marketing cost, or me and Carol Joy going on a vacation, whatever it is. Right? It's your money.
Mark, good question. I think a lot of us are a little concerned in an election year, Jay, but houses are still flying off the shelves in my town.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about your town.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that my answer made sense. So in an unstable economy to where prices may start coming down, right? That's why when we borrow a maximum of 75% of the after repaired value, that's going to give your private lender a 25% equity cushion. In that example that I just gave, it's going to give them a $50,000 equity cushion. So if prices do start to come down before I cash out on the house, I've got $50,000 playroom or wiggle room in that example that I can cut the price of the home if I need to, still cash out, still make money, still make good profit, liquidate, and still get my private lender paid off.
Gotcha. Yep. So you got to make sure you buy right. Greens. Hey, Greens, do we contract with our private lenders by a certain date and time?
So in other words, do you think the question, Chris, is do I contract with them and tell them I'm going to use the money within so many days?
Yeah, maybe that's what they're asking, Green. I don't know about that one, Jay.
Do we contract with private lender by date and time, 90 days? So the length of the note. Oh, so I think maybe Green's asking what's the length of the note.
Yeah. What is it, Jay?
Yes, the length of the note is not like hard money. Hard money length is typically going to be 6 months or a year. All of my private lender notes begin with 2 years. So I borrow money with 2 years, but I can pay off the note early with no penalty. And if I'm borrowing money from a private lender that's using their retirement funds, in that case, I'll make the note 5 years.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the reason is the money's not going back directly to them. It's going to the retirement account. So 2 years investment capital, 5 years if it's coming from a private lender. And when you're ready to cash out, you can cash out with no penalty. And here's another important thing. You're only going to pay interest for the length of time that you use the money.
There you go.
So let's say I borrow $100,000 and it's a 2-year term. And let's say I'm paying 8%. By the way, folks, this is important. I didn't tell everybody this, Chris. For everybody that is taking advantage of this package right here, next week on Wednesday, everybody that takes advantage of this package today and by Friday night midnight, I'm going to invite all your people to a private group coaching call personally with me.
Nice.
That will be next Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern time. They'll get a phone call from me inviting them with the conference call number. They'll also get an email. And on that group coaching call, Chris, for your people and Roundup family, I'm going to be going over my exact private lending program that I offer my private lenders.
Nice.
What interest rate do I pay them? How they protect it, etc. So anyway, that's part of the support all your people are going to get. But back to what I was getting ready to say, you only pay interest on the length of time that you're using the money. So you got $100,000 that you borrowed, you set at 8%, and you're going to use the money, and it's a 2-year note. But let's say you only use the money for 9 months. You're only going to pay interest for those first 9 months. You don't owe interest for the remaining balance of the term. You just pay off your private lender and then go do another deal. One thing we didn't talk about, Chris, is you see, we only pay the private lender interest-only payments and not principal and interest. That's a win-win for your private lender and for us as the borrower, and here's why. It's a win for your private lender to pay them interest-only payments or accrue interest-only, because if I'm making principal and interest payments, I'm paying their loan amount down, which means they're not earning as much money, right? It's keeping all their money at play. It's a win for us on interest-only payments or accruals, because interest-only payments help our cash flow. Interest-only payments are less than principal and interest payments.
Yes, yes. Roundup family, go to the link below. Exercise, invest in yourself, Roundup. Vote yourself in. Vote yourself in. I mean, it's kind of weird as I get older. I'm like, listen, I'm just going to include myself. I just include myself.
I love it.
Chris Grid. What's up, Chris? I was wondering, you could be my mentor and get me started in the right direction. And I know your time isn't free. I would, okay. Maybe, I don't know who he's talking to.
Let's see, Chris, I was wondering if you could be my mentor and get me started in the right direction. And no, your time ain't free. So I would even pay you.
Sorry, Jay. I thought he was asking something.
Oh, hey, look. Hey, go back to him for a second. So, Chris, here's the deal. You simply take advantage of this package. You're going to get Chris Haskins and me at the live event. All right. So you get 2 for 1 by getting to the live event February 26th, 27th, and 28th.
There you go. That's a good point. Jameson, he's listening and he is appreciating. The Alchemist, guys, put your state in here. Put your at least your city. He wants to know the no payment loans. I don't understand. I feel you. I was the same way when I'm like, what do you mean no payment?
Well, what's the zero payment loan? So here's the answer. Good question. So back to the same example. Let's say you borrow $100,000. And let's say, and the interest rate using my program is 8%. And let's just say for easy example purposes, let's say you use the money exactly 12 months, exactly 1 year. Now you borrowed $100,000. Let's say, again, the after repaired value is $200,000, and back to the rehab's $30,000. A no payment loan, here's how it works. You borrow the money's wired into your account or to your real estate attorney's account. You close on the deal. Your real estate attorney advances you the cash, the money that you need for the rehab. Now, you make no payments whatsoever to your private lender during the course of the note. So the question is, well, how does your private lender get paid? Your private lender will get paid all of the accrued interest since you borrowed the money at the time you sell the property. So, for example, let's say you borrow $100,000, after repaired value is $200,000. You sell the home in 12 months. Your private lender, by not receiving any monthly payments during the term of the note, your private lender at cash out, when you sell the property, will get all of their $100,000 back that they loaned to you, plus $8,000 worth of interest. Gotcha. So they loan you, they give you a $100,000 check when you bought the house, when you purchased it. You're going to pay them back, if you made no monthly payments in this example, you're going to pay them back $108,000 when you cash out.
Gotcha.
Good question.
Good question. Dutch Andrews. Hey, Dutch, is this data feed still Cameron's resold by
Yeah,
you?
it is not the same. It is similar to Cam's, and I've got a lot of respect for Cam. He's been a friend of mine for a number of years. Similar to Cameron's his private lender data feed. And
Okay.
so what's cool about the one that Cam uses and the data feed that I use is these are actually real people. And the reason I say they're real people is because there is another private lending service out there that I will not call by name.
Yeah.
But there's another service out there that they are not real people, I'm sorry to say.
Oh man.
But in this data feed that I have and use, and I've been using this data feed, well, I've been tweaking it since 2011. They're real people, and I've got numerous students that are getting private money every week from the existing private lenders in this data feed.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So good question.
Wouldn't have you on here if you wasn't for real. Thank you for answering. Mark Jones, thanks for answering that question. God bless you. God bless you, Jay.
Excellent, Mark.
Danny, hey, pre-foreclosures are going up in Florida. Oh, that's a statement there. Sorry about that. Get your questions answered, my round-uppers. Get your questions answered. Go to the link in the video description below to sign up for the Jay Conner private money system. It will be on sale 60% off until this Friday. Did you say Friday or Thursday at midnight, Jay?
This Friday midnight is when it comes down.
Gotcha.
And the first 20 that are jumping in will get all 4 of those bonuses.
Yep. Let's see. Use for rehab, 8% for the interest. He's going over theoretically a project there. So theoretically, he could a home is worth 300 ARV. Jameson borrows 225 from the lender, purchase the home for 175, use 40 for rehab. Over 6 months, pay 8% to the lender, so that'll be $9,000 for the interest. Is that how it works, Jay?
Yep, you're just paying interest for the amount of time that you're using it.
Yeah. Here's the thing: money has a cost, Jameson. It's just a cost. We have to get a master real estate investor. I'm sure Jay has his opinion on that. Has mastered the art of keeping the cost of the money low. Just like we have to master the art of keeping the cost of construction as low as possible.
That's right.
Let's see. We get the minus. Then we get 100% of the profit, $300,000 from the sale minus the $66,000 closing costs on the final sale. Is that right, Jay?
I'm not sure where the $66,000 is coming from, but yes, you keep 100% of the profit less carrying cost, and of course, part of the carrying cost is the interest that you pay to the private lender.
Yeah, he got it. You got it, bro. You got it. Make the private money. That's it, my friend Jay. Final thoughts. All right. I want to know. Final thoughts for people that are out there. Just say I'm new. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So my final thought to everybody is, in the real world, not seminar junk, but in the real world of real estate investing, the majority of the deals require all the money. The majority of the deals, the sellers, whether they're in the multiple listing service or they're off market and they're not in the multiple listing service, they are, for you to get the deal, they're going to require all the cash. Now, if you want, some people say, Jay, I don't need private money. I just want to be in the pretty house business. Well, if you just want to be in the pretty house business and just do subject twos and you want to give up 87% of the business out there, that's your choice. So the bottom line, folks, is if you really are serious about real estate investing, if you're brand new, this program and package is for you. If you're a seasoned real estate investor and you're looking to raise even more money and be in control of what you're paying for money and having it at your disposal whenever you need it, then you want to take advantage of this right now at www.jayconner.com/KRIS.
Yes.
Again, it comes down this Friday midnight. And to get the 4 bonuses, it's the first 20 people to take advantage.
Thank you, my brother Jay. Thank you so much. Make sure Roundup, I put the link. You don't even have to find it. You could just click it right in the video description. We're making it easy for you. And we can look forward to meeting you and seeing you February 26th, North Carolina, on the beach down there. Is it
You
waterfront,
got it.
Jay?
Say what?
It's waterfront resort.
Yeah,
down there?
this resort is not oceanfront, but it's ocean. It's right on Taylor's Creek, which is right there at the Cape Lookout National Seashore. Absolutely gorgeous.
Gotcha. So you gave me a slide, Jay. Can I bring this up now? I can bring this slide up.
Absolutely, yeah. Bring the recap up there where everybody can see it. Perfect.
What are they getting, Jay? Go ahead, hit it.
Yep. So the recap there, you're getting the 3 components: the home study system, 2 tickets to the upcoming live event that we just talked about, ongoing support. You got the private group coaching call that's going to be next Wednesday. You'll be invited to that. Proof of funds, if you're going to make bank-owned offers. You're going to need proof of funds letters. I've got that for you as well. And then the 4 bonuses for the first 20 of you. I'll record your own private lending recording audio CD that you can use to attract private money.
Nice.
You're going to get free access to my brand new Private Money Academy membership site, which has new training every month. You're going to get a full week's getaway vacation at mine and Carol Joy's resort here oceanfront at Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. And then you're also going to get the tablet, all right, access to the existing private lender data feed. Total package valued $10,582. And right here, because you're with Chris Haskins, only $997 for everything. And again, that comes with the 2 free tickets to the upcoming live event.
Excuse me. That's a lot of stuff right here, Jay.
Yes,
honored,
sir.
my brother. Wow. Roundup family, make sure you take advantage of it. If you don't invest in yourself, who will? I have to remind myself that constantly. If I don't invest in myself, who will? So okay, that's all I got for you, Jay.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for having me on, and thanks to your audience and your Roundup family for allowing me to share this information with them. And I look forward to working with everybody that's coming on into our world.
Yep. Okay, Jay, I'll see you soon, my friend.
All right, see you at the upcoming live event.
Yep, bye. Rounduppers, thanks for showing up for your boy. You know I love you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Check this out. If you stayed on to the end, I got something for you. Make sure you get signed up for Jay's event. Go to Jay's event below. Oh, man, the books, the Real Estate Negotiation Bible. Finally got them. I'm going to bring them out tonight. Make sure you're around tonight. I'm going to bring them out. Finally got the hard copies. Real Estate Negotiating Bible. We got it. Round up. Get signed up. Invest in yourself. If you don't, who will? My career didn't blow up until I started spending money on myself. I'll talk to you soon. I'll see you tonight. Peace. Links in the video description right below.